ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech, but today we are checking out some antiquated technology. Texas Instruments TI 5033 Part 2. This, ladies and gentlemen, is an accounting calculator on some steroids. Takes AA batteries, or you can use an external power source. Once again, from 1990, this is the kind of thing that back in the day I always wanted to play with, but my parents never would let me. And now you can find them in secondhand, but usually when you find them secondhand, you get issues with them. And the issue with this one is that the feed doesn't work. Come on, what's the matter with you, huh? Yeah, the motor taking care of the feed definitely isn't 100% on this. Maybe I'll open it up and see if I can do anything about it. But once again, this comes from an old school time, a long time ago, a whole 30 years. Can you imagine? Man, I remember when my teacher in grade 3 told me about the advancement of color TV, and he said it was 30 years ago, and that was a long time ago for me. Geez, technology just keeps booming, keeps advancing, keeps going madly off in all directions. Anyways, let's tear this thing down. I want to see what's on the inside and see if maybe, just maybe, I can figure out why this thing is not feeding paper through. Now, this comes from a time when we actually had, Phillips head screws. But one really particularly interesting thing is that the ink is still good. The ink is still good. That's the ink right there. That's the ink wheel. And it still works with my fingerprints all over this guy. That's what I'm talking about, Bobby. I'll tell you what. It's the mechanics right in there. That's the greasy, oily ink wheel. And we still have the white, kind of computerish Texas Instruments. Actually, before we go any further, let's get a look at that mechanical piece. That is so cool. Physical moving parts are quickly evaporating from computers. Why? Because we don't need them anymore. I mean, physical moving parts wear out. Physical moving parts need to be lubricated. They need to be upkept, and if you don't do it, they stop working. And that seems to be what happened here. I mean, the stuff just stopped working, probably because people just stopped using it. It's interesting too with a lot of old technology. You get a lot of belts. You get a lot of belts that just stop working. Oh, I think that might not be deep enough. That's what she said. Okay, so 2 Phillips head screws later, I managed to get this thing open. And there are a lot of clips. I was not ready to see so many clips on this thing. And I have gotten so much ink all over my fingers. So, on the inside we have a beautiful board. That's pretty cool, my guys. I mean, this must have been difficult to solder, because you only have so long, you only have so high. Oh, we got a mount over here. I thought that was just hanging by its own suspension. Got a Toshiba chip. Come on, autofocus. Pretty neat, pretty neat. Oh, we got hot snot down here. Interesting. I hope that was just to keep it from moving. I was not expecting hot snot on a board like this. So let's get these little screws out of here, and then I want to see what the keyboard looks like. Bunch of Phillips head screws later. I love how perfectly that rests in there. And that is the keyboard. Interesting. So as soon as you hit that, it'll make a circuit on here, and that'll put through. That'll put through what you're doing. Yep. I like how everything is put in here with screws and not just clips. I can tell you how sick I get at taking things apart and everything's clipped in there. And then once you get it unclipped, a lot of the time the clips just don't have any more life in them. so they're basically useless. Oh, we do have some clips in here. Behind here, at the back. There we go. The whole thing almost falls right out. I'm not seeing what motor is supposed to help this thing out. I'm not seeing what motor that is. Alright, so there's a roller unit. I'm still not seeing where you screw that in or anything. It's still pretty cool, pretty interesting. I love doing these teardowns, folks. It's therapeutic for me, what can I say? Anyways, folks, that's it from me. Never from Nest Tech. Let's like and subscribe if you like this stuff. Always appreciate it. And as always, take care of each other, folks.